When using our cord lock, it is very important that you thread the cord lock first before you screw it to your dustboard. Okay? Now that may seem counterintuitive, but with this particular cord lock, it's much easier to have it in your hand to thread all your lift cords into it first and then install it onto the board. So if you have it on your board already, go ahead and take it off the board for now, and then I'm going to give you a close-up on how to thread our cord lock. This is our cord lock. When you look over to one side, you'll see that it has a smaller hole that coordinates with this small circle here, and a larger hole that coordinates with this big circle here. Our cord locks are unique in that it has to have one end lift cord come through this small hole and the rest of your lift cords come through this larger hole in order for the cord lock to operate properly. Okay, you can't have all of your lift cords come through this larger hole here and nothing through this one for it to work. And we're going to thread for this small hole first, this outer lift cord first. I'm going to tilt this up so you can see the inside of the cord lock, and you're going to see two wheels, a brass colored one and a white one, and this particular cord lock has 2 wires and 3 slots to put your lift cords through. Okay? Through the top view, you're going to see these wheels here, and you actually would want your lift cord to come up through these wheels right here. Alright, and I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. So to thread that outer lift cord, you're going to want to take your end of your lift cord and thread it through the center wires here, right in the middle, and right in between those 2 wheels. Now if you hold your cord lock like this, so that you're looking inside of the cord lock, you'll notice that the wheels become very, very tight and close together, and there is no way to actually push that lift cord through. You need to actually turn it so that the wheels become loose and you can actually push the lift cord up through it. Okay? So it's a little difficult for me to show you at an angle on this video, but I'll start here so you can see. I'm going to start with the lift cord going through those 2 wires, and then I'm going to turn it and push it through, and it slides through very easily. And you want it so that the lift cord is between these 2 wheels here. Okay? If it comes through over here in this opening, you want to redo it. Alright, so once you have it through, you will then slide it through that smaller hole, which is right there. Oops, let me do it again. Just like that. For the other lift cords, you will take the end of your lift cord and slide it through the slot that you want to slide it into. Okay, so I'm going to use the outer one instead of the center one this time. And then again, you have to tilt this up so that the wheels are loose, and then push it up all the way through. And then just pull that through a little bit. And then you will thread this through the larger hole right there, over there. My hand's going to block it just for a second here. Okay, so now it's coming through the larger hole. So you have the outer lift cord coming through the small one, and one of your lift cords coming through the larger hole. I'll turn it so you can see here. Okay, and then if you look on the bottom here, you have your outer, this one coming through the center, and this one coming through one of the slots, and I'm going to put another lift cord, because I'm making a 3-cord shade, I'll put the other lift cord through that one right there. I now have 3 lift cords threaded through this cord lock. Okay, this is how it looks from the bottom of the cord lock. 1 end lift cord going through the small hole, and 2 going through the larger hole. Now, make sure that all the lift cords that are coming out from the bottom of the cord lock are long enough for what you want. Okay, so make sure that you have enough pulled out from the bottom of this cord lock that's going to be easy for you to reach once your shade is installed. Once you have enough pulled out here, you have it long enough, you're going to tie a knot close to the cord lock. Okay, you're going to take all of them and tie a knot. Just a simple knot. Just like that. Okay, and now it's time to install this onto your board and then thread the rest of your lift cords. Place your cord lock onto your board so that the smaller hole of your lift cord, the outer lift cord, is close to the screw eye that it will go through. Okay, now make sure that you place your cord lock on the side of the Roman shade that you want all of your lift cords to be pulled from. So in this video, once I had this hung onto the wall, I will have all my lift cords on the left side of the Roman shade. So if you don't want that, you want it on the right side of your Roman shade, you're going to want to turn this around and move it over to the other side of the board. Okay? And once you have it positioned so that's in the center of your board, close to the screw eye, you could take your screws that came with the cord lock and go ahead and screw it into the board. Okay, one more step before you can hang your Roman shade onto your window or wall. You're going to take your outer lift cord, the one that went through the smaller hole of the cord lock, and get to the end of it, and thread it through its corresponding screw eye, and then down the row of rings that it goes with. Once you've pulled your lift cord all the way through, if you have too much, like I do, I'm going to cut off all the excess lift cord here, but I'm going to leave myself a good amount just so that it's easy to work with. I'll trim this off when I'm all done. And I'm going to tie a knot around this bottom ring. Okay? Just do a simple square knot right now because you'll probably have to undo it and redo it once the shade is hung. Now, I can tell you that using an orb instead, a Roman shade orb, instead of tying these knots, is going to make this part of the project way faster and a heck of a lot easier. I'm going to show you the traditional tying of the knot, but I highly recommend that you go to draperysewing-supplies.com and check out the orbs, because if you have a lot of shades to put up, an orb is going to make your life a whole lot easier. Okay? Okay, once this is tied, do the same thing with the next lift cord. Take your next lift cord and you will thread that through its corresponding screw eye and then down its row of shade rings, just like you did that first outer lift cord. Okay, when you get to the bottom, you'll tie it just the same. Exact same process. And then for the next lift cord, you will thread it through the first screw eye comes to, and then down its, and then through its screw eye and down its shade rings. Okay, all the way down to the bottom and tied to the bottom ring. And you'll continue doing this for all of your lift cords. So once you have all of your lift cords threaded and tied to your bottom ring, then it's time to put it up onto your window and make a couple adjustments. The last step of your cord lock installation is to adjust the tension of your lift cords and then to trim off the excess. So what you'll want to do is start, it doesn't really matter where you start, you can start on just on one of the end lift cords here and untie the bottom knot. This is where the orbs start to become real handy. And move on to the next one.